1,500 lawsuits looks like. This map, every business sued this year by a controversial group filing disability lawsuits.
By now, you've probably heard about Advocates for Individuals with Disabilities, or AID. They have filed lawsuit after lawsuit, and it was all over parking lot signs.
What you may not have heard, AID is an official IRS charity. And ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing discovered that is raising a lot of questions.
We've been digging into AID's tax status for weeks. Let's just say that experts and businesses were surprised to see what AID didn't tell the federal government when it applied to get nonprofit tax-free status. This auto body shop, one of the many businesses AID has sued. Why? It had a handicap space, but no sign.
Coming at us for one thing, and that's to get the money.
Steve Fisher owns the shop. His mother-in-law has a disability. So it surprised him when AID rejected a $1,500 settlement offer.
They shrugged it off.
And when he saw in lawsuits, AID touts itself as a charity.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that would find this not a non-profit organization.
In April, AID filed its nonprofit application. In July, it was granted, and that caught the attention of Corey Langhofer.
It looked to me like what they were doing was suspicious.
Langhofer is a well-known Valley attorney. One of his firm's practices, nonprofits.
So I wrote to them and asked for copies of their tax records. I want to see if they're really complying with the tax law. We sent someone to their office in person to request the documents. We sent multiple email inquiries.
By law, nonprofits must provide records to anyone who asks.
They've completely ignored us, and that's illegal.
But AID did send ABC 15 their IRS application, and we brought Langhofer back to show him.
It seems clear there were misstatements in here. They didn't tell the IRS everything they should have.
AID didn't tell the IRS about all of the lawsuits they'd be filing. In fact, AID wrote it would have only 4 activities: education and awareness, a grant program, administration, and public relations.
They don't even use the word lawsuit, litigation, court, any of that in here, period. Could that be a problem for them?
The fact that they never told the IRS they were going to be filing lawsuits as their primary activity and primarily funding themselves through lawsuit settlements, that's a really big problem.
An omission is obvious to an expert lawyer. As an auto shop owner.
Lawsuits, that probably should have been number one.
Now, it turns out there's another side to this, literally. In response, AID employee Alex Callan sent a statement saying AID actually has 2 sides. The charity side, AID Foundation, and a private business side, AID LLC. At first, Callan claims they only plan to use the business side to file lawsuits and donate money to the charity. But now, the charity has been used to file 1,200 lawsuits. And Langhofer says the fact that wasn't disclosed to the IRS and how the money moves between the 2 sides still raises questions.
When you send records like this into the IRS, you sign them under penalty of perjury. So of course it's very important for them to be telling the truth in these applications.
Now, we also reached out to the IRS, but a spokesperson told us federal law prohibits him from discussing specific nonprofits or cases. In the newsroom, Dave Biskobing, ABC 15 News.